Hey, Mom. How's your day been? Yo, what's up, Sean? Welcome back, friend. Happy's gonna be away for a minute, but she'll come back in a few. Nice. How's she doing? Still doing okay? More Mass Effect, huh? That's a long game. Andromeda is probably the longest out of the series. If you want to do, like, near 100%, it'll take a while. Alright, so I just went to... I just went to the train. Okay. I'm looking to see if there are any items in this zone that I haven't picked up yet. It appears that this whole zone is complete. Lambeth. Let's look at this one. I think this whole zone is complete too. For pickups. So, everything on the south side of the Thames is done. Okay, now let's look at the Thames real quick. Why am I even looking? There, I have a little overview. Psh, derp. Okay, that's done. That's done. The Thames, I still have 3 helix glitches. And I don't see them anywhere. Oh! Oh, equipping other weapons? That is not for your party members. It is not physically possible. You cannot equip alternate weapons for your party members. Whatever they have is what they have for the entirety of the game. Kind of disappointing. That was one of that. Surprisingly enough, that was one of my biggest negatives on that game is you couldn't switch equipment. Oh, you meant for you? You should be able to switch stuff for you. I did. Okay, what about this area? Let's come do this one. This one's missing a beer bottle and a couple other things. Alright, so we're going to fast travel here. You don't know how to? I can't remember how to. I know it can be done. If you go back and look at my video, well, I don't know. You can look at the first few videos because you'll see me playing the beginning part of the game that you've already done. And you can kind of see when I switch weapons and how I do it, but I honestly couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I can't remember that far back. Alright, let's come get this one. There's no place for me to... Okay. Was it on PC or console? Mine was on PC, but it's through the menu system. So I mean, if I get to the same menu as you do, it should be in the same spot. You just need to go find where it's at. Wait, no, it wasn't on. It wasn't in the menu. It was I did it at my changing station in my quarters. I'm pretty sure that's where I did it. Oh no, 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 no. There's an armory. Where was the armory machine? It's in the ship. It's, God, God, where was that? There's a machine, like computer, in the ship that you interact with, and it allows you to adjust your weapon loadout. Oh, was it in the cargo bay? Yeah, Mom knows more than I do. Now, once I started talking it out, I was all like, I know where it is! Oh, hey, thanks, bro.
How you doing, Evie?
Good.
Yeah.
Come on. I say, what we...
Okay, those are done. Now I need the beer bottle, which is there.
There you are.
Oh, you're in the neck. Oh, so you haven't gotten very far.
Come on!
Okay, yeah. You have to get to a certain part in the story before it'll let you change weapons.
Faster! Slowly now.
There's the first planet you get to that the game forcibly puts
Gotta
you
go.
on in like the first 5 minutes of the game, basically. And then you go, if I remember correctly, then you go to the Nexus. And then I think when you go to the next planet, that's when you can do
Slowly.
it. Alright, so all the beer bottles are done here now. Okay. So this place... See, this says I'm still missing 2 helix glitches, but I don't see them. I've seen social ones on my map before, but maybe I have to... Maybe with the social ones, I have to get close to them for them to actually appear on my map. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, that's... Oh my god, you're right. I forgot about that. You know what's funny is I have 1 of 28 here, and I definitely don't see 27 helix glitches on my map. I thought there was a... Maybe there is a map for it, I just haven't bought it yet. Oh well. We'll look at that later. Let's go do some mystery stuff. That was stupid fun last night. We'll go do a couple of those, and then we'll do some story missions. Kind of move the story along a little bit. There it is. Yeah, trust me, you'll there'll be plenty of stuff you get to experience as the story progresses, so don't worry, you're not going to miss much. Next stop, murder. Solve the mystery of the body found on the banks of the Thames. No.
Hey! Someone help! Some trap found something down there. Looks like foul play.
Well, that is a big area. Oh, I have to be coming on. Okay, there we go. Male body dressed in the manner of a wealthy businessman. He is wearing only one shoe. The man has sustained multiple fractures indicating a fall from a great height. There are no identifying documents. Maybe from the bridge? Drag marks. He fell. Oh, impacted here. Yeah, there's definitely something up top over there. Only 3 clues. A rich man's coat with the name sewed into the lining, Matthew Killian.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
Alright, let's get up top. Really? That's where you chained onto? I mean, I guess, but... Alright, whatever. Get up here. There we go. Thank you. Oh, it's on the other side of this. I don't know why she decided to just leap into nothing when there's a railing right below her she could step onto. Oh my god. Apparently. She's like, I'm gonna end it all too!
Hey! Someone help!
Recreating the crime, huh? Mom says. No, I know. Hold on. Huh. I heard a music box. It was really loud, and then I walked away and it went away, and now it's not playing at all. So I think it was more of a glitch than anything else. Okay, we know what that is. We're gonna we're gonna check this out. Ah, cool. Impact crater. He dropped. Alright.
Well now, I didn't ask about this.
There we go, that's easier. Alright, now. There we go. Oh. Too low. He would not have fallen from this height. Yeah. Broken silver watch. The hands have stopped just after midnight.
I should return and find out about this.
Hello, sir. Who are you?
I heard a splash, and right quick pulled this bloke out of the shallows, dead as a mackerel. The midnight train, that must be the 616, stops in the station down the road. If you hurry, it might still be there. I live there now, if you can call it living. I lost my job, didn't I? No need for the likes of me when a machine can do the work. A nice warm coat like that on a dead man? What do you expect? I snatched it before somebody else came along to nick it. Like you.
Okay. Well, let's go check the 616. It's a more violent Sherlock Holmes. Pretty accurate, actually.
Oi! Don't be cheeky! Right!
let's run through here real quick. Wait, how far is this station? Okay.
Nonsense. Check again.
Excuse me.
Come on!
Whoops, wrong button. That's alright, I'm close. I meant to hit space to speed up, and I hit E. Because space and E are really close, you know?
Good day.
Pardon me. Alright.
You better hurry. It's leaving right now.
Hurry, hurry! Oh, hello. Pamphlet. Down with the industrialists, down with the monarchy. Revolution is the only way. An article about Matthew Killian's efforts to close an enormous business deal in Wales. It notes that Killian is well known for replacing workers with machinery. There's a likeness of Killian in the paper which matches the victim. Okay, so that's obviously him then. A small box of sleeping pills. It is half empty.
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
Interesting. Alright, let's ask these dudes. What's up, dog?
It was a typical evening. As far as I knew, nothing unusual happened until you came aboard with this story of a murder. I was tidying up in the passenger car. Around midnight, Vivian ran through. She thought someone was looking for her. Just another wealthy passenger. They're all pretty much the same.
Okay. And you?
Nothing unusual. A couple of passengers came in and had a sort of business meeting. One of them was buying a lot of drinks for the other, and then they started to argue. But Vivian went over and joshed them out of it. Oh, well, it's a noisy train. Plenty of passengers have trouble getting to sleep, so I keep a sedative here behind the bar, yeah? Peter, nice bloke. Came here after being sacked from a foundry a few months ago. I'll tell you, he looked white as a ghost after he served the businessman.
Handprint. Oh, hello. Heavy burden, footprints, and a missing shoe. Caught on a bolt at the top of the carriage, it's a shoe matching the one found on the victim. Hello. Luke.
Odd thing was, some noises on the roof woke me up briefly. You say someone was thrown from up there? You have to be a very strong fella to drag someone up onto the roof.
Yeah, I bet.
Vivian had another of her dupes in her compartment by then. After that, I remember people going past me from time to time, but I was half asleep. Vivian had another of her dupes in her compartment by then. After that, I remember people going past me from time to time, but I was half asleep. Killian was on this train. Cool. I used to work in his foundry. I never even seen him. None of us workers ever knew what he looked like. Well, Peter worked with me at the foundry. He's a very strong bloke. I got my arm mangled in one of the damn machines they put in. Then Killian sacked the whole crew. Peter, he helped me get hired as train staff.
Who is Peter? Is that this dude? Are you Peter? You're Peter. And he's a strong dude. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, just some rich bloke. Yeah, he obviously recognized the guy. Killian will be on the 616 train to Cardiff to sign the papers. You must prevent him from signing them at all costs, or we shall be ruined. A small ivory-plated derringer. Chamber for 2 bullets, but one is missing. I didn't notice if Killian had been shot.
He just said he had lots of broken bones.
Yeah, alright. You notice anything last night?
I had drinks in the dining car with Killian. We had business dealings in the past. It was a pleasant surprise to discover him on this train. I felt unusually tired and came back here to get some sleep. I suppose there were some disagreements, but there always are when a great deal of money is involved.
Fair enough. You're gonna argue with somebody who's trying to make a very expensive business agreement with you. Oh shit, you're right. I didn't even think of it. Everybody's basically saying they were really tired.
Mr. Wolf had a few with Mr. Killian. Then the young lady invited herself over to have a glass with him. Mr. Wolf became terribly tired, even though he'd only had 1 drink. He toddled off to bed well before midnight. I stayed in the dining car for a few drinks with the barman. I've been Mr. Wolf's valet for going on several years. He's frail and needs a man like me to help him about.
Yeah, so you're a strong dude too.
Mr. Wolf bought him drink after drink. Then they got angry. But the young lady come over, and it's obvious that Mr. Killian was interested in a rendezvous, like. Around about 11:30, Killian and her left together.
Okay. Oh, hold on. I need to ask this guy another question.
Sam? He's a trusted valet. He's terrifically strong, which makes him useful in many situations.
Okay. So Sam and Peter are both very strong men. A handwritten note, come quickly to the restaurant. Come to the restaurant carriage quickly.
I should go back and ask about this.
Yeah, what's up, Primus? Contains a letter. How goes it, Viv? Book any more fish? It's a lovely caper you've got going. I need to find me a bonny scheme like that. Let's have a glass next time you're in Soho, love. Your sis.
Well now, I didn't ask about this.
Nothing unusual at all. I had a drink with some gents and then retired to my sleeper. The rich fella, I did talk with him. Very charming. But a single woman has to be careful, you know? Did something happen to him? Someone slipped a note under my sleeper door a few minutes before midnight. It said I should come to the dining car. I went, but only Ryan and Wolf's man were there, and they were both drunk.
Ryan and Wolf's man. Sam.
Oh, all right. I flirt with rich blokes and the barman slips them a mickey. I take them back to my sleeper and they nod off before I have to do anything shameful. They wake up thinking they had a night of fun and hand me a few quid. That's what happened with Mr. Killian, but he was gone when I come back from looking for the man who left the note.
Okay. The guy left the note. Sam and Ryan were in there drinking. What if the person who left the note was to pull her away from the car so he could go back there? So that means Sam wouldn't have been the guy to go back there because she found him in the restaurant car. So that leaves Peter as the other strong dude.
You mean the young lady? She and Killian hit it off famously. Embarrassing, really.
That one. Clever little minx. She and the barman got a little scam going. I think everyone on the staff knows about it.
She and what?
That one. Clever little minx. She and the barman got a little scam going. I think
Alright, Primus distracted me. So I had to go re-talk to that.
She's a frequent passenger, that one. Hangs about with the wealthier sort. Likes to entertain them, if you take my meaning. Yeah, I helped Vivian fleece the dupes. I slipped a pill in the wine for the table. Both gents got sleepy, but Vivian picked the richest one.
Okay.
She rides the train often. She's very friendly with the other passengers.
You have everything needed to make an accusation. I'm pretty close to leaning towards Peter. Let's review real quick. Dreadfuls. Alright, so the dead guy is Killian. One bullet is missing from the Derringer. I don't think that really comes into play. Male's body dressed in the manner of a wealthy businessman. He's wearing one shoe. The man has sustained multiple fractures indicating a fall, but no bullet hole. Okay. Yeah, I think the Derringer is just like a herring, a red herring. Okay. Sleeping pills. We know what's up with the sleeping pill. The shoe. This is rough. I think it's this guy, though. You don't overtly disagree, do you?
Based on everything,
Okay. That's what I thought, too.
I gave him what he deserved. The man was heartless.
that one wasn't as obvious.
No, it wasn't. It was very vague.
I think the thing was him having the reaction
To Killian.
to Killian, and then acting nonchalant like he had no idea who he was.
Right.
I believe something larger is afoot. A lot of murderous anger concerning industrialists. Might be something to look into.
Up to the click with you.
Industrialist Matthew Killian was drugged and thrown from the top of a moving train by his former employee Peter Jaspers. Put out of work by the mechanization of his factory, Peter found employment as a humble train steward. However, one evening Peter realized that Killian was on the very train prior to his journey. Peter had never seen Killian, but now recognizing him from a recent picture. Peter, knowing that frequent passenger Vivian often swindled fellow passengers, waited until she lured Killian to her compartment. He cunningly arranged for her to be called away by means of an anonymous note. Peter then used his considerable strength to lift the drugged magnate and drag him to the top of the train, whence he threw him to his death after midnight. Killian's rival, Angus Wolfe, had hoped to get Killian to inebriate... had hoped to get Killian so inebriated as to prevent him from participating in a business meeting on the following day. But Wolfe himself fell afoul to the drugged brandy and slept throughout the entire episode. As for Peter the murderer, perhaps he meted out justice in... Wow. Perhaps he meted out justice. In turn, he will now meet justice himself. Ugh. It was. We did do it. Yay!
That was good. I like that one. I mean, I like all of it.
All right. No. I got the continuing save thing. That was what Primus distracted me with. But that's why I didn't want to say anything, because I knew that would start distracting you.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm not going to mention it to Cappy at all. Alright. So let's come over here and do this mystery. Nothing.
Best in the old city.
All right. We'll start making our way towards this.
Good day,
How have you been doing, Primus? Oh, you're still sick? Bummer, dude. You feeling any better, or is it still just like yesterday? Different, but still just as bad. That sucks. Hopefully you'll get over it before this weekend. That way at least you can have like a weekend to recover. Always bummer when you're sick on the weekend, you know? That was amazing.
Think of that. Crushed by a crate. The most hated man in London.
Can you imagine achieving such a title? One day my brilliance will bring me similar recognition.
Mr. Raymond, what are you talking about?
It's of no consequence. What's important is that this man was hated by many. But who delivered the fatal blow?
So being the most hated man in London is probably going to mean that basically everybody I meet has a reason for killing him. The body has been crushed by a crate, but close inspection reveals other anomalies. A punctured wound to the gut, a bullet wound in the back, and the victim's skin has an odd green pallor, along with yellowing around the eyes. Inspection of the bullet wound indicates that the wound would have caused death in 12 minutes.
So was he stabbed, poisoned?
Yeah, stabbed, poisoned, shot, and then smashed with a crate.
Okay, so maybe a lot of people did this.
Holy crap. What do you want to bet? It's more along the lines of pick which one of these people didn't have something to do with killing him.
At this point,
Good lord. Broken pocket watch inscribed John Ashton stopped at 1:17 precisely. Now, what would have stopped the watch? Probably the smash. Because it's obvious that him being poisoned isn't going to make his watch stop.
I've dumped that in the Thames.
there's some flippers here. Second time. I think
What?
there's an invisible wall,
There probably is.
and the game didn't tell carriages not to go that way.
That's hilarious, though. Alright. A list of activities. 1 p.m. at the pharmacy, 1:05 at the pub, 1:09 at Apple, 1:10 household account. Victim's agenda. 1:17 is when the watch got broken.
We would have had time to do all of this.
Yeah, he would have had time to do all of those things. The gunshot said 12 minutes till death, and his last activity was at 1:10. So the gunshot is not what actually killed him. It seems to be that the crate is what killed him, but he was definitely going to die regardless. The body has been crushed by a crate, but under close inspection... Oh. Can I inspect the crate by itself? That seems to be... Oh, yeah. I had it for a second. There we go. Appears to have fallen from the overhead crane. I could have told you that. Oh, now it wants me to investigate the crane. Okay.
What are those brigands up to now?
Now, I'll do that in a sec. A huge coal power crane. The driving mechanism is complex and requires an expert operator.
Well now, I didn't ask about this.
This whole area is amazing.
I like how that guy walked away all nonchalant. Like, I just emerged from the ground. No problems here. The hell, man? This is the best area of the game. Hands down. The path John Aston took just before he died. Alright, so we'll follow those footsteps here in a second.
I know the man. He's hated by everyone. Surprisingly, it's not clear what killed him. I find multiple wounds. No need to send many people to jail for killing such a terrible man. What say you only arrest the single person who actually caused his death? He appears to have been stabbed with a perforating weapon, perhaps a spike of some kind. There would be bleeding and it would affect motor control right away, but death wouldn't come for another 6 minutes.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Yeah. I need a writing pad.
Next to your desk.
No, I'll use this.
Okay.
I want it a little more robust. Yeah, if you could get me a pen. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I have to pinpoint time of death. Like, maybe his body was just laying there and somebody dropped the crate on it. Alright. Sorry. I'm gonna have to use my years of experience of helping my mom. I didn't help her. Of playing logic games with my mom to figure this one out. Alright.
I suspect that there is at least one deadly toxin in his system. He appears to have been stabbed with a perforating weapon, perhaps a spike of some kind. There would be bleeding and it would affect motor control right away, but death wouldn't come for another 6 minutes.
Okay, the puncture wound would have taken 6 minutes to kill him. Oh, that's the crate. Let me look back at his body again. Here we go. Alright. Bullet wound would have caused death in 12 minutes. Alright, the bullet wound would have killed him in 12 minutes. The puncture wound would have killed him in 6. TOD was 117. Look at that, I'm using medical terms. TOD. Alright. Schedule. CHEDULE. Pharmacy was at 1 p.m. He was probably poisoned at the pharmacy, stabbed at the pub, shot at the Apple place. It's probably each one of these places he gets freaking murdered. Okay. Pub at 1:05. And we're assuming he stuck to the schedule perfectly. Apple at 1:09. Accountant at 1:10. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Let's do some more investigating. Aha, here we go. What's this? Please contribute to the benefit fund for the man who had his arm crushed. Any help would be much appreciated.
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
Somebody's arm got crushed. What's up, Eddie? Did you know the guy?
The man's a right bastard. I hope he's smouldering in hell.
I like this guy already. Fuck that guy. What happened to your arm, dude?
My best chum is maimed for life, and Ashton didn't care a fig. He deserved what happened. Beyond that, I'm mum.
Interesting.
Well, I'm not a crane operator. I wouldn't know how to work that.
Okay, so Eddie didn't use the crane. So if the crane killed him, it wasn't Eddie. This is Frank.
He owned this site and paid us. We all hated him because he looked for any excuse to cheat us out of our wages. I didn't hate him any more or less than my mates. It's difficult to work properly. You'd have to know what you're doing to drop it at just the right moment.
And do you know how?
Eddie? Yeah, I taught him how to work the crane a few days ago.
Aha! Eddie does know how to use the crane. But so does Frank, because Frank taught him. So both of these guys know how to use the crane.
That's around the time I'm given a few minutes to eat something. About then, I would have been buying myself an apple at the stand down the street.
Okay. Frank at 117 was at the Apple stand. Which would have been well after the death. I'm sorry, well after Ashton, because Ashton's there at 109. So it's probably not Frank. Alright. Let's go to the Apple stand. Yeah, he came through here. Mrs. Ashton, wife of the victim, hair held by a knitting needle. Argued with his wife at 110. Stumbles as if he was pushed. No, I think he got stumbled because he was stabbed in the back. Which would have been at 110.
Or 111.
110 or 111.
Which would have been 6 minutes.
Okay. That's if he was stabbed there. What's this? Has a single bite taken out of it. The inside is an oddly pink.
That's the poison.
Okay, apple was poisoned. But did he take a bite of the apple when he was at the apple stand or right here? I don't know. But we also don't know how long the poison would have taken to kill him either. Alright, who are you? Whoa! I think it's because this carriage is right in front of her, and the game wants to put me in front of the carriage. Alright, there we go.
He stopped by here every day at the exact same time. He'd buy an apple and tried to cheat me out of tuppence. But then most folks do that. Yeah, that sounds right. Came by for an apple. He was there when we heard the crate hit the ground.
Okay, so... Frank could not kill. Apple Lady could not kill. Not unless they poisoned or stabbed him or whatever. This is gonna get complicated.
He's my husband. Each day I bring him the household expenses just after he eats his apple. I also brought him his invitation to the knighthood ceremony. The one with the special scepter. Of course, he wasn't going to take me along.
So she brings him the household accounting after he eats his apple. So he eats his apple at 109. And then she gives him the accounting at 110.
I often tie up my hair around a knitting needle. What business is it of yours?
I'm thinking she stabbed him at 111 as well. And that's when he stumbles. And it would have taken the puncture wound 6 minutes, which would have been 117. She's the leading suspect at the moment, primarily off of being pissed that he wasn't inviting her to the knighting ceremony. Which seems a little bitter for something so minor, but if he's been treating her like shit her entire life, then who knows? Alright, pub. Includes an interesting article, Hendricks Refinery brought to a halt. Apparent sabotage has destroyed machinery at Lawrence Hendricks' foundry. Rumors circulating imply that industrialist John Ashton is behind the sabotage of his competitor. Newspaper sabotage. What is this? A Wembley boxer revolver, one chamber is empty.
I should go back and ask about this.
So it looks as though he was shot here. Shot at pub? Question mark? Alright, let's talk to this fool. What's up, dude? Oh, his competitor. Ah.
Ashton stops in front of this pub every afternoon to check on business rumors. Something of a bastard, Ashton. Told me he had a bit of jam on the side, if you know what I mean. Wife didn't know about it. Well, the bit of jam wants out, but he won't let her. That's the sort of fellow we're speaking of. That was Ashton's doing. The man had it in for me. He paid workers to wreck my machines. Cost me a fortune. As long as he was around, I'd never prosper. As a matter of fact, I do carry a revolver at all times. It can be a dangerous neighborhood for a wealthy fella such as myself. This proves nothing.
No, you shot him. That's not a big... What time was he at the pub?
105. And it would have taken 12 minutes to kill him, which would have equaled 117, his time of death. So the puncture wound and the bullet wound both perfectly add up to 117. God, this is such a dick move. Everything's going to add up to 117. I have to figure out who had the most likely ability to do it. "102 leaves the pharmacy." Oh, hold on.
Yeah, what time did he up?
Oh, he left the pharmacy at 102. Oh, I have one.
Oh, so he is off.
He's delayed.
So what time did the pub say?
I don't know. We'll go check.
Didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's
All right. Pharmacy medicine box. A medicine box of Ashton's prescription with a few remaining blue pills. He must have dropped it along the way. Empty medicine bottle. 103 takes pills, discards the box. What? Alright. This is going to need more finagling. Alright. Contains chemicals labeled. Warning not to be ingested. Chemical 1 is a bluish in color and is listed as causing erratic movement after 10 minutes and death just after 16. Causes jaundice about the eyes and has a extreme anesthetic effect. Chemical 2 is a pinkish color and is listed as causing erratic movement after 2 minutes and death after 9. Yields a green tint to the skin. Pinkish color if it's put in the apple. Oh my god.
So the pink one was put in the apple, the blue one was the one he took outside.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? He was poisoned twice. Jesus Christ. Okay. God dang, they did not like him. Hey, Maestra. Mr. White in the pub with the rope. I know, right? Okay. Chemical 1. That does blue. Erratic.
I don't think the erratic matters.
I'm going to write both down just in case. Death at 16 minutes. Chemical 2. Pink and yellow. Erratic movement after 2 minutes. And death after 9. Jesus Christ. Everybody in the world want this guy dead? Addressed to Thomas Reese, the pharmacist. Tom, my dearest brother, I have recently made a most upsetting discovery. The man who forced the foreclosure of the family farm was none other than John Ashton, your very client. His behavior in this affair is beyond indecent. Both father and mother are reduced to penury. You and I both must contribute all we can, although we each have obligations of our own. At the very least, you must cease to do business with this dreadful man.
I should return and find out about this.
Literally everybody had a reason to kill this guy. That's Mr. Reese, and that's Mary. Oh, I have to talk to you behind the counter, I guess. Hello. Alright.
He's been coming to me for years. He arrives precisely at 1 o'clock and leaves 2 minutes later. He takes a bluish medication every day and prefers that I administer it. Mary is a trusted assistant. As far as I know, she's completely above board. Today, she swept the shop and prepared some medications. She also fetched herself an apple from the apple stand. This really is none of your business. He came to me for his blue medication. I gave him blue medication.
Alright. So... Reese did the blue. Mary